Oh, Tannenbaum, oh, Tannenbaum. I really don't know what a Tannenbaum is. Pretty sure it's just a tree. Hello, hello. How is everyone doing tonight? I am Ed. I am not joined by Erica. She had to do a Zoom typey call because, she works hard. She works hard, and I jack off and do this. Sometimes literally. But yes, I am here. It's a very festive season. You know I love the Christmas times. I got the pug sweater. I got my tiny, ridiculous child's Santa Claus hat. I'm excited to be here, and I hope you are too. Let's see who's already in the chat. Cheech Ardolino. Right off the bat, good to see you. Sugar Kitty, meow. Hello. Hey, kitty. Jen Ardolino. The Ardolinos are here in force. Good to see you guys. AJ Lopez, my man. Kilco. Everyone go subscribe to Kilco. He's making content. So you guys better go subscribe over there. Bourbon Bites, my man Cliff. Subscribe to him too if you haven't already. If you're subscribed here, I bet you're subscribed there. Brandon Knight. Who a t-shirt just went out for. So be excited for that. You're going to be getting that in a minute, buddy. He was our runner-up in the recent Swillageddon competition. Floyd, hey there. Nick P, how you doing, man? Is Erica going to keep up her good work for Advent tonight? No, but we did shoot tomorrow's Advent video just a little while earlier, and it was very creative. It was brilliant. It was a lot of fun. Not quite as sneaky as today's, but still very good. 2-Bit Steak and Joe Pastrana. I don't know that name. Maybe that's a new one. That's awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I know. Well, you can do it from afar. Not to worry. Either that or she ran away. I wouldn't blame her. Uncle Buck, please not literally. That's fair. I would definitely get banned from YouTube. That would not be appreciated by our fine bosses at YouTube. It's Bugley. It is Bugley. Look at him. Look how cute he is. Isn't he adorable? I love him. Andrew Spurrell, good to see you too. Tom Flanagan, good to see you. And Peter White, hey, we had a lot of people in already. That's awesome. That is fantastic. It's good to see all of you. So this was a stream. I wasn't sure what I was going to do tonight with Erica not being here, because usually a lot of our streams are her and me playing off each other, drinking stuff, having a nice conversation. But I got to thinking about the holidays. And also, I should say, before we begin, I should say Happy Hanukkah to all our Jewish viewers. It's the first night of Hanukkah today. Yeah, I believe. Yeah, first night of Hanukkah today. That's awesome. Happy Hanukkah to everybody. John Gunso, what's going on, my man? Patrick Irish, you actually made it to a live stream. Good to see you. That's fantastic. Did I say Cohen already? Cohen's here. Good to see you, Cohen. Patrick Irish created a great, what was it? Fairy Tale of New York parody. He wrote an entire Fairy Tale of New York parody, Fairy Tale of Wisconsin, about me and Erica. It's fantastic. I think I'm going to try to get Erica to actually sing it with me. I'm not that great a singer, but it's gonna be fun. So, yep. And I do have my nog here. I was wondering what I should put in this. I've been debating that for a little while. What should I put in this? Maybe, you know what? I'm going to try a little balcones in this one. I'm going to see how that works. There we go. I'm gonna do a little balcones real quick. Yeah, for sure. For sure. We're going to make that happen. And thank you. I appreciate you for censoring out the homophobic part of that song. I love that song. Love that song. But, you know, it's a remnant of an earlier time. So I appreciated that. I read that and I was like, okay, good. We didn't we didn't do that. So yeah. All right. I'm going to put this balcones in. I'm going to stir this up. And can I drink balcones with a shirt on? I guess we're gonna find out, huh? Hey, First Fill Whiskey. That is someone I've seen around just a little bit recently. Popped up on one of my videos. That's awesome. So hey, how you doing, First Fill? I believe he's making videos. If you guys haven't subscribed to him, go take care of that. What is everyone drinking? That is a good question. Floyd said bourbon, Buffalo Trace. Can I get one day away from Buffalo Trace, please? Just one night. It wouldn't hurt anybody to just have one night where I wasn't drinking Buffalo Trace, right? All right. So yeah, I was thinking we would eventually do one of these gift buying videos, right? Me and Erica would sit down and do gift buying videos. And I said to her, hey, do you want to do one of these? And she was like, well, I don't know. The only person who I would buy whiskey gifts for is you, right? I don't really know anyone else who just wants whiskey for Christmas. And I was like, well, that's fair. That's fair. And then she was like, why don't you do it? And you can talk about some of the stuff that you think would be good gifts. I work at the store. I tell people what to buy all the time. My only problem with doing these kinds of videos, right, is that it's always a little funny because if I want to recommend something to someone, I want to know them, right? I want to know them. Even if I'm in the store and it's somebody else buying a gift for them, I like it when we can have a little back and forth and talk about what have you seen them drink in the past? And what are they interested in? What do you think might be something new for them? And then kind of help them along in that way. Get a little information. So making a... Oh, wow. A lot of people. Steve A says Buffalo Trace is mandatory. Every day. Drink Buffalo Trace every day. Oh, thank you, my dude. That's awesome. Yes, everyone, go subscribe to First Fill. That's a fun name. I like punny names. So thank you, my dude. Go check him out. Brandon Knight. Wow, he's all over the place. Rowan's Creek, New Riff, BIB, Larceny. Barrel pick. Nice. Actually, we're going to talk about New Riff in a minute. And that's one that's going to come up. Powers John's Lane. Nice, nice. Glendronach 12 from his advent calendar. That's good stuff. Oh, Jen, you don't like eggnog? Really? Man, okay. That's too bad. That's too bad. Love me some eggnog. I love a lot of dairy-based things. Redbreast for Patrick Irish. That's perfect. Silky! Oh, I want to get some Silky. I don't think they distribute in Wisconsin yet. Wait, no, maybe. No, I tried to find it. We're going to have to go down to Chicago and grab some. We are in strict orders of Erica to force Ed to drink Buffalo Trace. There's been a proliferation of Buffalo Trace minis in this household. I've been finding them places just around this room. So I'm sure I can scavenge one up if that's really necessary. Yes, the true meaning of the season is eggnog. Good call. I mean, really, the true meaning of the season is getting super, super pissed and worshiping Saturn so that he will, bequeath his blessings upon us for the following year and keep the Germanic tribes at bay. Oh, it's just for me. Right. That makes sense. And go check out First Fill. Stephen is nice enough to throw a link down in the comments. That's awesome. Oh, yeah. You do got to make your own eggnog, and you got to put alcohol in it. I mean, I'll drink any kind of eggnog, but you add some cinnamon stick to it. That's how Erica does it. It's good shit. Oh, hey, the Roop. Port Charlotte, heavily peated. Nice. I love that stuff. And a single barrel. KC, Knob Creek. Very good. All right. Yeah, we're definitely going to do a best whiskey for your eggnog video, me and Erica. We're gonna pull out all the stops. We're gonna get a bunch of eggnog. That's gonna happen. Maybe that'll even be next week's stream. Anyhow. But back, I'm gonna drink this eggnog. I'm gonna do some neck pours on a few bottles that I recently picked up over the last week, and that's what I'll be drinking tonight. I'm not gonna drink a lot of the stuff I selected out for presents, just because I don't know. I want to get into some new stuff. Oh no, the camera's crapping out. What's happening to the camera? Oh. That's not great. Well, if I have to switch to the backup, I will. That's what we'll do. I've got a backup if we need it, so not the biggest deal. Why is this so hot? Why is this so hot? I've got it on all the regular settings we usually do. Not sure why it's freaking out. Oh well. We'll worry about that later. Come on, baby. Don't crap out on me. All right. If it goes completely dead, we'll switch to the other camera right quick. Hey, Gary White is having some BT in honor of the Rock God Heaven. That's awesome. Thank you. All right. Whatever. That was weird. It's crystal clear on my side, so whatever. All right. Anyway, let's get into this. The precursor bit has gone on long enough. Someone fed the camera Malort. I think I saw someone saying that was the no whiskey stones thing going to come up on this stream. And I'm going to tell you right now it is. I probably wouldn't have mentioned it if you hadn't cued me. But yeah, don't buy anyone whiskey stones. I don't have to tell you guys that. You guys are smart, clever people. You don't need to buy anybody whiskey stones. You know not to buy anybody whiskey stones. Come on. We're good. We know this. Everybody knows this at this point. So don't buy whiskey stones. Templeton right now is selling a gift set where you get a bottle of Templeton rye and whiskey stones. I mean, I don't particularly rate Templeton as a rye, period. So, oh yeah, Floydian, no whiskey stones. There you go. Yeah, I don't particularly rate Templeton as a rye. So I had never felt the need to buy their gift set with the whiskey stones, but I am not a fan of whiskey stones. Couple reasons. One, I don't much care for drinking whiskey on the rocks. Personal choice, obviously. You can drink whiskey on the rocks. That's fine. But I understand maybe you're a little bit worried about it getting waterlogged. Okay, that's fine. Here's my thinking. Get yourself a spherical ice mold, right? Or get some of that real nice clear ice. Everyone already has this ice sphere molds also. Yes, if you're worried about it getting all fucked up because of water, get yourself an ice mold. There you go. Not a problem. Yeah. So, and plus, I don't want my glasses chipping. I don't want to catch a stone in the teeth when I go for the last little bit, because that's going to happen, and it's going to happen to me because I'm a clumsy bitch, and it's definitely going to fall right into my mouth and take off my goddamn front teeth. So yeah, there you go. Don't buy ice stones or whiskey stones. All right. Speaking of other things that I would like your feedback on this one though. Speaking of other things that I don't necessarily use all that much from in my whiskey usings, but I think this one looks kind of cool, is decanters. I don't really think you need to decant whiskey. The only reason to decant whiskey is to make it look prettier, right? Or to make bad whiskey look better for guests. Like if you're trying to hide that you're serving them bad whiskey, get a nice decanter, put that shit in there, and then your guests are never going to know that you're giving them Johnny Red. Boom. There you go. That's the reason to own a decanter. However, I saw this on Amazon. This is actually kind of cool. I kind of dig this. It doesn't really serve any kind of practical function. And actually right now these are currently unavailable on Amazon. So you couldn't buy one anyway, but I wanted to show this. So it's an orb for your whiskey that's nestled in the larger orb for your water. Again, it serves really no practical purpose other than it looks fucking cool. And then you have your water right there too. Right now you have your whiskey there, you got your water there, whiskey comes out one nozzle, water comes out the other. I'm a sucker for that. I'm a sucker for that. As much as I don't particularly care for decanters, that's pretty sick. I think it was going for like just under $30. I think that's actually pretty cool. Can you smoke out of it when it doesn't have whiskey in it? I'm sure you can. I'm sure someone has already figured out how to make that work. I have no doubt. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a whiskey womb. Hey, Aladdin Sane, how you doing? That's exactly what this is. It's a little whiskey womb. That is fantastic. That's what I'm going to call it from now on. Once these become available again on Amazon, I may have to grab one of those. It does look like a bong. It does look like a bong, Edward Fulmer. It sure does. It sure does. I'm not sure what a Carnet engine is, but I'm sure it resembles that. So yeah, if you're going to buy someone a decanter, that's pretty cool. Wait, I actually forgot the name already. Let me pull this down right quick. Otherwise, I'm going to forget it. It's the Artland Glass Whiskey and Water Globe. I'm going to put this I'll put this in the chat right quick. The Artland Glass Whiskey and Water Globe, which it sounds silly, but that's what it is. It's what it is. And I dig that. I dig that. If, like I say, it's unavailable right now. If it becomes available before Christmas, I think that's one of the few decanters I think that's worth having. The only other one I could say was like one of those nautical themed one where it's a little globe and it spins on a little itty bitty axis. That's kind of sick. That's kind of sick. But again, that's mostly just decorative. It doesn't really serve much of a purpose. Now, let's talk about other glassware real quick, because there is one there. I'm a sucker for glassware. I don't much care for decanters. That's okay. Not a big deal. But I am a sucker for new glassware. I am. I like new glasses, and I like, as much as it probably isn't necessary, I really love spirit-specific glasses. I dig on that shit. I really do. I really do. So that's why I'm putting the link in the chat right now. I'm actually very much into the Tua glass. So this is essentially the Glencairn for Irish whiskey. Now the thing is, I'm sure, like, depending on your spirit, right? They've got bourbon Glencairns. They've got the Canadian Glencairn. They've got all sorts of different mini and wide mouth Glencairns and all sorts of different stuff. But there hasn't been one like specific to Irish whiskey. And you guys know I jam on that Irish shit. And this is the Irish answer to the Glencairn. It's named the Tua because it's the Tua de Danann. So it really means people of the goddess Danann. I mean, to be fair, if you look at the way it's constructed, it looks a lot like a Copita or a Glencairn. I mean, hold this up next to it. It does. It's pretty similar. It's got a bulb. It's got the little base, tulip shaped. You know, whatever. It's cool. It's cool. It does have this neat little base though. That base, it's got the little fold on it. So you can set one finger on one side and then the other finger on the little shelf for holding it. I dig it. I dig it. I mean, I don't think anyone's ever going to improve too much on the whole Copita shaped, the tulip, better than that. I look like I'm talking about a very small person with an hourglass figure right now. Just a little person. Hello. I don't think anyone's going to improve too much on that. I think people are always going to be making tulip bulb shaped shit, whether it's wider, fatter, skinnier, whatever. McCarran. They should call it that. You know, I never had a 1920s blender's glass. I never have. I'm gonna have to look that up. Tribeca glasses. Ooh. Oh yeah, I have fun. My Irish is terrible though. I know only enough Irish to make myself look like an idiot. Sir Tan says he prefers to drink his whiskey out of an actual tulip. That would actually be a trick. That would be cool. But yeah, so that's kind of the glassware I'm focusing on for this year. I think there's plenty of other glassware out there. You can always get somebody more Glencairns. You can always get more Glencairns. Everybody loves Glencairns. So you can always do that. Chris Beaton, how you doing, my man? Good to see you. I like your little Yoda picture. All right, let's talk about whiskey. Let's talk about whiskey gifts. So, not knowing the kind of person you guys might be buying for, or what you might want to buy for yourself, I kind of picked out a few things from this year that I thought were really, really excellent, or surprisingly good for what I paid for them, and I think would make good gifts. Some of these are going to kind of be giveaways for what I think. I'm going to actually be writing an article, should be forthcoming soon, for Cocktail Hammer, the blog. I'm going to be writing up an actual post about what my favorite whiskeys of the year were. So this is a little bit of a preview of that. Make sure I'll post the link when that comes out. Go check it out. Go find that. And we'll talk then. But this is a little bit of a preview of that, because a few of these were really good whiskeys in different categories from this year that I thought were really awesome. So we'll get into that. Some of these are more available stuff that has been around for a minute, but I think is a great value, and you should totally grab if the person you're buying for hasn't had them already. So, Sir Tannen is getting some Norland glasses. I like the Norland. A little double-walled thing with the tulip bulb on the inside. Yeah, I dig it, man. Cohen's saying they got the Tua, the Glencairn, and then Rido O stemless cognac nosers. And it's a better noser than the Tua or the Glencairn. It's a little small, 30 for a 2-pack. That's not bad, especially considering I think the Tua runs like $20 for a single one. That's a little ridiculous. I really like cognac nosers. I really do. I like them for drinking whiskey. I wish I had some more of them. That's what one of my whiskey clubs, we always drank out of cognac, before COVID, when we all would meet together and do that. Oh, thank you first, Phil. Yeah, like the stream. It helps the channel out quite a bit. So let's talk about some of the whiskeys I thought were really, really good this year. Got a pair of black Neuron glasses. I want to get some of the different color Glencairns or Norlands or whatever. I think that's going to be awesome for blind tasting. So yeah. And I think Donald Rance just showed up. So that's awesome. Good to see you, Don. All right. We get into... Oh, we do have... Wow, we got 51 in the chat. That's awesome. I think our record was 57? 57, I think. I would love to see if we can break 60 someday. That would be fun. All right. So I'm going to break out something I recently picked up. I'm going to kill my eggnog right quick. So this is something I've been looking to get into a little bit more. This is Listau Brandy de Jerez. If I can get this to focus. Thank you. This is their Solera Reserva. So I think everybody, this is not part of our gift giving list, by the way. This is just something I'm drinking because I wanted to get the neck pour and do it. I think we'll do a full review for our patrons. So we'll do a full patron review at a later date. But yeah, so this is, everybody knows how much I love Listau, how much I love sherry. God, I love sherry. And I love Listau sherry in particular. So I've been meaning to get into more of their brandy stuff. This is their base Solera. Obviously, they're aging it in the same manner that they would one of their high-end sherries. It's going to be mixture of the younger barrels, working down the scales to the oldest barrel, and then you're pulling brandy from that barrel. I've been excited to get into this because, the Jerez region is known for its winemaking. Obviously, it also has to be good at distilling in order to make sherry because it's a fortified wine. So I'm excited to get into this and try it. Hey, go to Malagut. Thank you, my dude. That's really awesome. It's hard to take recommendations in this hat and sweater. I know. I look very silly. Yes, I know we were talking about that Sugar Kitty. I would love to go and visit once all this COVID shit is over. That would be so much fun. I think so. That's how I got into sherry. Was I loved sherried whiskey so much. I was like, I want to try some of this stuff, man. In particular, like, here's my thing though. Don't start out with, if you're going to go with sherry, don't start out with Fino or Manzanilla. That's a bad move. Start out with maybe Oloroso or Amontillado, because those are going to be a little bit more similar to whiskey, how they're aged. They're not going to be as yeasty and funky. They're going to be a little bit more like what you'd expect a whiskey to be finished in. Or Pedro Jimenez. You could always go Pedro Jimenez or Muscatel. Those are going to be super sweet, though. Like, if you like those super, super sweet, like the finishes on a whiskey, get yourself some Pedro Jimenez. It's going to be syrupy. Like, you're not going to be able to drink more than one because it's just going to be so goddamn sweet. But, yeah, it's good shit. Oh, are the antlers not on? I meant to turn these on. Shit. Hey, there we go. There's the antlers. Yes, I do. I love Red Bristol style. I have some right here, actually. Yeah. Love this stuff. Really good stuff. All right, but we've gotten totally off topic. I'm supposed to be talking about whiskey gifts. All right, so let's talk about my stocking stuffer. This is the one I think, if you got it, I think this is such a great little thing. I mean, it can be a stocking stuffer. It can be a main gift. It can be whatever you want it to be. If you want to go with the regular JD single barrel, that also works. But this right here is Jack Daniel's single barrel proof. I've got to say that this alone really, really changed my mind about Jack Daniel's this year. Just this bottle right here. This was going for about $20 by me. I think regular price is probably closer to 30. But I definitely had a very bad opinion of Jack before I got this bottle. And I think it's just such a great value. This is, I don't like Jack because it runs so banana-y, so sweet, so, yeah, it generally runs like that. It manages to be both weirdly sweet, but also just kind of, like, it managed to be both bitter and sweet at the same time somehow. It's boring and basic, but also tends to run a little chemically, for me. However, this guy blew me away. I think this is so good. Like, you still get a little bit of banana, but it's more like a nice baked banana bread, right? It's nutty. It's fruity. It's got a big oak punch. Like, it really works on you. It's got that big tannic thing. Which regular JD just kind of lacks. Regular JD doesn't have a really big oak punch. It's just kind of easygoing. There's not a lot of punch there. There's not a lot of spice. If I'm going to drink something really sweet, I want it to have the spice to balance it out. And that's why I think this is such a goddamned good value. $20 to $30 in that range. I mean, this is fantastic for, just an easy gift. I recommend this to people all the time at the store now because I've realized how good it is. I would have never recommended it before had I not gotten this on sale. Yeah, I agree, man. I definitely agree. I think it's one of the best bang for your buck bourbons. It may be at a lower price, like $20. I contend it may be one of the best deals in whiskey today. Period. Not amongst bourbons or Tennessee whiskey, just in whiskey. Yeah. No, right? Like, you think of the regular JD as just like shot juice, just for getting fucked up on in college. But this baby makes you realize that there's a lot more to Jack Daniel's than the base product is showing. I think someone else was saying they're super excited for the rye. Yes. Yeah. And that's another thing. I was very dismissive of JD rye. And I have been for a while. I've been dismissive. I'm like, well, it's Jack Daniel's. What do they know about making rye whiskey? But after this, and seeing that the barrel proof rye is coming out, that's pretty exciting. Yeah, I don't like the banana note. I don't care for the banana note. I don't know what it is about younger Tennessee whiskey, younger Tennessee bourbon, but it has that weird banana, it's like Laffy Taffy banana, but not. It's not my thing, man. It's not my thing. Oh, you have piqued your curiosity. Good. I mean, and this is the nice thing is this is available just about fucking everywhere, right? That's available everywhere. You can get that. You can get that for yourself. You can get that for your mom. You can get that for your brother. No matter who, there's always going to be barrel-proof single barrel JD on the shelf. It's awesome. It's awesome. Obviously, there's going to be some variants. They're going to be different, bottle to bottle, barrel to barrel, but there's always going to be some. It's so available and it's awesome. I've never seen bottles of JD single barrel half bottles. Oh, the pints. Yeah, we've got a lot of them around here. The Lagavulin 9 for $25. Yeah, okay, that's yeah, that's a better deal. I will admit that $25 for Lagavulin 9. That is a fantastic deal. I don't know where that is, but yeah, if you find a Lagavulin 9 at $25, that's amazing. Oh, this is good. This Listau. That is really, really raisiny right up front. Ooh. Not like grapey. It's not grapes. It's straight up that big golden raisin. Just a little bit of that kind of oaky, oxidized. Yeah, I'm digging this. Dang. It's not quite as good on the taste as it was on the nose, though. Yeah, it's a little hot on the taste, and it doesn't quite have as much of that really big, voluptuous raisin taste. It runs a little bit, almost bitter tannic. I'm going to have to come back to this with a fresh palate and see what I think of it with a fresh palate. We'll do that for our patrons. We're going to definitely do a full review of this for our patrons. So if you're not on our Patreon, you can get access to that content. We've got some videos coming out over there just for patrons. $1 a month. You can get in on that. Anyway. Hey, Dustin's in. Good to see you. All right. Let's talk about rye. That's kind of how I broke this down, with different categories, what I think is a good gift this year. So, hey, Emily. How you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Let's talk rye. I was thinking about recent releases and what's a good gift. I mean, I settled on, just for Christmas gifts in general, I was like, midwinters, obviously, man, this is like the perfect Christmas gift. Just because it is so festive. It's so festive. It runs very, very, very spicy, but also porty. It mixes that cinnamon baking spice stuff along with the fruitiness. It's awesome. It's great. But I was thinking, the thing is with this is that it comes out so far before Christmas. If you didn't already grab a bottle, right, beforehand and have it, it's kind of a pain in the ass to get now, right? Like, it's the perfect gift, but it might be kind of a pain in the ass to get now. If there's any still out in the wild, that's a bit of a pain in the ass. Yes, a gift shouldn't cost more than your time than it does money. Right. And that got me thinking, like, if I was going to do rye that's not midwinters for Christmas, what would it be? And I mean, and then I figured, you know what? The answer is pretty obvious. If I couldn't get midwinters for a rye gift, I'd probably just buy some other High West product, honestly. Like, for sure, like Double Rye, Rendezvous Rye, Boo Rye, any one of those I think would make a fantastic Christmas gift. I think in particular, like, if you're going to be drinking it around Christmas, High West the type of rye that High West makes, between their blending of the MGB products plus their own, 100% rye, it makes for a great winter time kind of rye. Some ryes, I think, and I'm not all about seasonal drinking necessarily. I'll drink whatever, whenever. But I do think that particular baking spice, bready, nice, thick, funky rye, I just think that's perfect. I just think that's perfect for the Christmas season. I mean, if you can get the midwinter, if you can still find one, yeah, the addition of the port makes this way, way, way cooler for sure. But yeah, I just think High West in general. Isn't the answer more just like for a rare bourbon rye and buy that? I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. Like if I don't necessarily put a lot of stock in rarity. And I get people do, and it's like, hey, I want to get the rarest thing because it's going to look good as a gift, right? It's going to look great as a gift. I don't much go for that, personally. I would rather know that the particular thing I'm getting is good quality above and beyond it being hard to get. I'm sure other people disagree and they want only the rarest stuff. I want the most hard to find stuff. Whatever it is, I want that. To each their own. To each their own. That's not my thinking, though. That's not my thinking. I would much rather get something cool and interesting and that's going to taste awesome than necessarily get something that was just hard to find. You know what I mean? That's just my thinking, though. That's just my thinking. But whiskey now is impossible to get. Yeah, it is. That is true. That is true. Whiskey is getting impossible to find. Like, yeah. I mean, I like this style, but it's got a lot of things I really dig. Grapey, tannic, nice oakiness. But there's something off. I'm going to have to come back to it. Yeah, and I guess it does make a certain amount of sense. My thinking, though, is if, for example, with this baby, if you can't find this in particular, I think there are a lot of really good available ryes from High West that I would rather someone buy me a rye from High West, right? Just an available one, a nice one, something good. It could be something I haven't tried. It could just be something they know I'm going to like. I would rather them go ahead and buy me that than buy whatever rare thing happened to be at the liquor store when they showed up. Because I get the feel like a lot of these available things are going to be available no matter where you go. The rare shit is going to be different when you go to different places. Different liquor stores are going to have different rare shit. It's up to you, really, what you want to do. And that's another thing. I love it when people buy me regional stuff. That's a good point, too. Get something regional. I always like when people buy craft stuff. Like, I feel like the big brands, part of the reason everyone wants to buy them is because they're well known. They're big. They've established themselves. They are well known to the public for making solid stuff. But it's always fun to get into some local craft stuff where they're fucking around with it. They're making weird shit. They're doing all sorts of crazy bullshit. That's fun to me. Is it always going to be as solid and every single time consistent? Probably not. But nonetheless, it's a lot of fun. We would buy a lot 40. I will always take more lot 40. I love lot 40. Love lot 40. I would never say no to lot 40. Speaking of things that have recently become far more available, at least in my neck of the woods, Miyagikyo. It used to be impossible to find this in Wisconsin. Absolutely fucking impossible. Same with Yoichi and the Yamazakis, the Hibiki, all that stuff. But the problem is, of course, COVID has shut down bars and restaurants, or at least limited their ability to buy large quantities of liquor for on-site sale. So the silver lining of that, though, suddenly a lot of Japanese whiskey, middle of the road, not the super high-end stuff, not the super low-end, not real Japanese whiskey, has suddenly popped up, right? And I love it. I actually got this for the old man as a gift. He gave it back to me because he couldn't drink for a while after his surgery. So he gave it back just so me and Erica could do a review. Eventually, around Christmas, this will go back to him. I really, really love this stuff. Miyagikyo, I may even love the Yoichi more. These run around me just under 100, I think, around 90, just a little more than 90. Yeah. I think they're well worth it. The nice thing about this, too, is when you're buying Miyagikyo, you're buying Yoichi, you're not going to get some dumb fucking bullshit that wasn't made in Japan or blended with Scotch or blended with Canadian whiskey. You can trust Miyagikyo. You can trust Yoichi. And this stuff, man, I have to get used to it being a screw cap. That's weird to me, but it's got a lot of different stuff going on. The floral, the fruity, the little bit of peat, the little bit of vanilla, some of that oakiness. It's all that stuff going on in there. I really dig this. The only thing to be careful with Nika is that keep in mind that their blends probably contain Ben Nevis. Even the high-end ones do contain Ben Nevis. If that's not a problem for you, if you don't give a shit that they've got some outside malt blended in, who gives it? Then fucking go ahead and buy them. But if that bothers you, keep in mind some of those do contain Ben Nevis, and that's not great. But this stuff is awesome. This stuff is awesome. If you see this, I wouldn't be afraid to buy it for yourself. I wouldn't be afraid to buy it for anybody else. I think I prefer the Yoichi for the simple reason that it does have some more peat to it. It's got a little bit more funk. It's got a little bit of that kind of earthiness, right? Or an earthy smoke. Miyagikyo runs a little bit more floral, a little bit more plummy maybe, which isn't bad. It's not bad. I mean, it's just got a lighter, more spicy tendril of peat. So depending on what you like, one or the other, both are fantastic values. Both are really good. And shockingly, they have now become available again because of side effects of COVID. So there you go. Whiskey Brick saying, a smooth, high-proof drink. Really enjoy it. Yeah. Oh, right. I do remember reading about that. They're one of the last ones doing actual direct fire. No like steam, no steam jackets, no steam piping, actual coal fires. So that's pretty cool. I did see that the Takatsuru Pure Malt has a new label. I know Takatsuru is supposed to be pretty much all Yoichi and Miyagikyo, but after they admitted that their blends could have Ben Nevis in there, I'm nervous about that. I'm nervous that they might be putting stuff in there. I don't know. They might not be. They might be. I'm nervous about it, but what do I know? Okay, a couple of limited edition things that came out this year. One of these, this guy right here, you may not find floating around. If you do, though, this is SE4 Cross PR5. If you see this sumbitch floating around, grab that sumbitch. Dustin, you like the Taketsuru more than those two? Okay. Each their own. I love those individually, but yeah. I think Nika makes good stuff, period. But yeah, this, I feel like the SE4 PR5 definitely improved on last year's, this 2021. If you see one of these still out in the wild, grab that shit. I wouldn't pay over MSRP or anything like that. I mean, I wouldn't go searching for it too hard and spending a lot of time. But if you do see one, if you find it out there in the world, grab that shit. And I feel like next year, when the next one comes out, you can take a flyer on that shit because, yeah, I feel like this shit is great. I love this shit. I love makers. I love makers, period. I mean, I mark out for Maker's Mark. We all know this. I will say I love the French wood finishes. The French wood finishes are awesome. The nice spiciness is great. I dig it. I know I'm such a rye guy, and I'm constantly talking about spicy rye shit. This is probably, I love Makers. For being a wheater, it's great. The French wood gives it that nice spiciness that I'm lacking from the rye. I think it's great. I mark out for Makers. I always will. If you see it in the world, grab it. Grab it for yourself. Grab it for somebody else. Whomever. Dustin is saying Makers is the worst bourbon maker not named Garrison. Ouch. Damn. Oh, really throwing the shade. Oh yeah, and there's a bunch of Makers cast strength stuff out this year. Plus the new, what was it? The 50%er, whatever the hell they called it, the 101. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out right now from Makers. That's pretty cool. The cast strength 46, regular cast strength, the 101. A lot of cool shit. Come on. I'm just going to drink this real quick. I picked this up on sale the other day, and I wanted to try it. I'm going to get the neck pour off. Whiskey Brick is saying ECBP C920. I haven't actually gotten to try that one. It's at the store. I really should just grab it already. And KC120. All right. Neat. I could imagine that's really good. You know, I love Binny's picks. I adore Binny's picks. They did some picks of Kilhoman a while back that I think definitely Erica, but maybe me too. That was some of my favorite whiskey. Maybe my favorite Kilhoman, period. No, the Sauternes cast was my favorite Kilhoman. Definitely. All right. Emily Chambers just says Makers Sluts Unite. Yeah! Hell yeah. So I'm going to break out, for my final drink of the evening, I'm going to do this Jack Daniels. This is the Master Distiller Series. This was on sale at my store, so I decided to grab one. And this is number 5, Bobo. Which Bobo is such a silly name. I like the name Bobo. Sugar Key is saying I really need to try C920. Okay, I'll get on that. I promise. Promise I will. There's so much whiskey and so little money. And space. Look at all this. You guys are going to have to come over and help me drink all this after COVID. Everyone's going to have to come to Milwaukee and help me drink all this shit. Yeah, Kilhoman sluts. Yeah, love the Kilhoman. Hey, and Tim Evans, another rye guy, is in. Good to see you, bud. All right. But my last suggestion, just for buy-in for Christmas, if you're going to do a scotch this year, if you're going to do a peated scotch this year, which you should, why would you ever buy unpeated scotch? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't sound like a real thing. Lefroy cartridges. The new one, the port and wine cask. For a long time, this is the year of Ed realizing he made stupid assumptions, right? Yeah, this is okay on the nose. We'll see how it opens up. I had said in previous videos that I did not like port finishes on Scotch. I said I did not like port finishes. I only liked port finishes on bourbon. That was what I said. This proved me fucking wrong. This proved me wrong so goddamn hard. Shit, Uncle Buck, my dude. Oh, you're awesome, my dude. Okay, thank you, Uncle Buck. I appreciate it. That's super generous of you. Super generous. I will get some of the Elijah. Promise. But yes, this Lefroy right here put the lie to my anti-port finish Scotch. I don't know if I still probably wouldn't like it with Irish. I'm going to contend I still probably won't like it with Irish. We'll find out if anything puts that to the test. Yes, Bushmill 16 is the fucking devil. I like Bushmills. I like Irish whiskey. I like Bushmills. Bushmill 16 is the fucking devil. What are you going to do? But yeah, so Kyrgyz. I love this stuff. I think I love this more than Erica. And you know that when I love a Lefroy product more than Erica, that's a sign that it's really fucking good. I have the Port Kilchoman. Which one was the Port? I think I don't know if I had that one actually. I know I had the Madeira. But again, I didn't think the Madeira was that great. I thought it was good. I like the Sauternes better. It's so good. The smokiness, the fruity, the fresh fruit, the more dry. There's dry fruit in here, which you wouldn't expect from a port finish. I think the reason I like this port and wine finish so much is that it ends up coming across kind of interestingly sherry-y, more sherry-y than other port finishes. So there you go. No, I love it. I love it more than I love her. Absolutely. 100%. I meant I love this more than she loves it. Right. Actually, Quinta Rubin isn't bad. It's okay. But the heavy smoke, the fresh fruit, the dried fruit, all the different fruit mixed together made this shit awesome. I think this was just one of the absolute standouts of the year for me. So, yeah, pretty cool. Anyway, we are coming to the end of our time here on the Rock Cut Review. If you have any other suggestions for gifts, feel free. Put them down in the comments. Tell other people what you're thinking of getting, folks, what you're getting for yourself this year. Whatever you're feeling, put it down there, hey? Also, before we finish for the night, please hit that like button if you haven't already. Helps out the channel. It really does. You know how things are with YouTube. They like to see those buttons being pressed. And subscribe if you haven't, because we would love for you to come back and join us again. So, I'm gonna grab a pulled chicken cock real quick. I'm gonna take this down so I don't knock it down. I'm gonna take a pulled chicken cock, as is tradition, and we're gonna call it a night. Thank you all for tuning in. Slanja wa, slanja more, slanja gutsa, and stay rotten.